Well, good afternoon, everybody out there in Skipland. This is the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here for Anarchy Television. It is about 11 minutes after 1 o'clock local time. That's right, the 1122 Wingnut QXW. That's right, Roger Beep every day. Turn them damn Roger Beeps on, everybody. I don't want any Roger Beep racists out there. But my bobblehead was dancing to some music for a second there, but then it stopped. Okay. That's right, everybody. The 1122 Wingnut out here on the side of the road.
Five Todd in Yucca Valley, California, standing by. Hey, Wingnut, you're in the mobile right now?
No, sir. I am sitting right here in my chair. Yeah, I'm stationed. I'm sitting in the base station right now, Roger. No, sir. I'm sitting down there next to the side of the road. Hey, 10-4, QSL, QSL.
busy. Hey, man, you're sounding good out here when I can hear you. 937, have a good day. Have fun.
That's right, everybody. It's pretty busy out there. It's pretty crowded. Everybody, please keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle and the windows rolled up. You might want to put all your seats, tray tables, and your radios to their full upright position, because it is kind of crazy out there. I love my CB radio. Let's see here. Let's just take a gander and see what's going on around the band for a second here.
I met him down at that Ryan's auction, and we went to Eagles and Concord for lunch, and then I don't know what he did. And he wrote this note. Watch yourself, Charlie Brown. Watch your 281. Hey, 281. Good morning. Good morning. 281 gun on the west side. You got my attention, You just back up. I'll be right out of your way.
I'm backed up in there, and also heard Dr. Pepper, Bobby Boucher waving break.
I'm just using my driver.
Stop lying. I don't believe a word of it. Just remember, my modulation is so damn big, I gotta hold it with two hands. Good afternoon there, Sunfish. Oh yeah, happy Halloween! All Hallows Eve. Let's take a gander and see what's going on over here on this band for a second.
If you're still there, Ron, I lost you, I guess. I don't know if you're still on the... You might still... What's your name? What's your name? My name is Todd. No, I'm pointing right at you right now.
A 1122 wingnut on the side.
I thought I had lost him for sure. Say it again. I had a station tee up over you. Copy that. Hey, thanks a bunch for letting me know that. Something Lincoln. I caught something Lincoln. On a horizontal, but you know what? You're vertical, so it's not going to work. Roger, Will. I got you that time, Will. I got you that time, brother. I'm sorry. Another station keyed up. He's just, a little bit stronger. You know how that happens. It's probably happening to me right now. Or on horizontal or something. I'm on a ground plane. What are you running? Okay, yeah, the ground rate conditions are up. Well, that's why you sound so good. I'm just running about 100 watts. It's good to hear you. And I'm on an Icon 7300. Over 73 for now. Okay, Ron. Yeah, hey, good to hear you. I haven't talked. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Your being is doing a good job as well. Yeah, you tell Steve hi, and I'll probably hear him after bed. And you guys have a good visit. Al, 160, 167 over this way. How well do you copy me? We're in Ontario. I'll be out going. See you later, Ron. Check there. Have a good day. We'll see you. I'm clear. How about it, Ann? How about it, Al? You got a copy on number 10? Check there, Will. Hey, Will, you have a good one. 142-755. You have a good one out there. This is Todd, 755 in Yucca Valley, California. Standing by. Glad you came in there. I will say hello right back to you from Southern California. Hope everything is well. Another beautiful day here in California. Somewhere about 80 degrees right now. Real nice there. Go ahead. World Radio Michigan. That's what I caught. World Radio Michigan 755. Trying. Have a good one there, Michigan. 73 is Q2, Michigan. I got you in there that time. Conditions are rough over here. Conditions are rough. Yeah, hello there, Mike. How you doing? Pretty noisy out here. I just decided I was doing a little work in the garage to turn it on and heard your voice. Copy that one. Well, boy, you're always doing something over that way, so, mercy. I really wish I had a garage where I could get out and pedal around, but I haven't had a garage for a long time. Got a carport. 42 on the carport. Yeah, so how are you doing today? Boy, you're up early. You must not have talked with all the guys there last night real late. Yeah, I stayed up to my normal time there around 11:30 and, hit the 4 posters after that. But, I stayed up late. I want to be with you. Copy that one. Yeah, good to hear you on the radio there. Shoot, I don't hear you much during the day there. We are talking at night. Well, the reason why I'm so busy during the day, I was in the garage here, flipped it on, heard your voice, and I said, well, I got to talk to that Al. Let him know I'm still kicking. Copy that one. Yeah, how's Double O? You've been talking with him? Yeah, he's doing okay. Billy's in the hospital, or what they call in and out patient kind of thing. He's getting his operation done and stuff like that. Copy that. Well, next time you talk to him, tell him I said hi. Yeah, one of these days I'll get to meet up with that guy. Will do. Okay, well, I'm going to get off the key here and just monitor everything. Number 10 clear with Al. All right, Mike. Hey, thanks for a shout there, and probably talk to you tonight, maybe. Yeah, I'll probably get out here. Every once in a while, I got to get out here and keep all these guys straight, at nighttime. Shucks. Have a good one, Mike, and Al's gone.
1122 on the side.
Yeah, what they mean to really mean is a nice time to run them grannies around there. 115.
Afternoon time, everybody out there. The 1122 Wingnut listening.
Yeah, well, that's all right.
I got a landline. I gotta get off of this thing for a bit.
That explains it all.
I'll get back with you guys a little bit later.
That's right. Attention, all you shoppers. The Wingnut Radio on the side.
Go back to 185 where you come from. Figure it out. Go to Sideband Radio School while you're at it.
goddamn Roger beep racist. $11.22 wingnut on the side.
Another AMer drifting around in Clovis, I guess.
Well, damn, sounds like the Russian woodpecker's back. 1122 wingnut on the side. Alright, I'm just fooling around, looking around the different things, seeing what's out there.
Trying to get in here, man. Get quick waybound. Southern Cal 9510.
Yeah, there's this thing. You can even look it up on YouTube. I think there's some stuff on it. But see, last cycle, there's this thing that was that brrr sound. That was what a lot of people on the radio coined as the Russian woodpecker. Now, if you know anything about like the HARP antenna, well, see, there are facilities like that all over the fucking world. And there's a facility similar to that Russia uses, and it was putting out this transmission of this signal, and nobody really understood exactly what it was doing, but it was also on 11 meter bandwidth, so it was odd. I mean, you know, you would hear it on ham bands, but it was odd to hear it here. And last cycle, you heard it a lot on 11 meters on the free band and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what they call the Russian woodpecker. You can even look it up on YouTube. I think there's some videos on it or something like that called the Russian woodpecker. It's just a huge antenna system that I'm not exactly sure what they're doing with it.
Shaky girl, standing by.
And the main reason why a lot of us were calling it the Russian woodpecker is because the general direction that most people around the world were hearing it is coming from that direction, from the Russian direction. You know, there was people from all over the world that were hearing it, and but there were sometimes it actually created more questions than answers. Like for instance, I would be hearing the Russian woodpecker the same signal strength and audio loudness as somebody in Australia at the same damn time. So it was interesting on that too, because getting the same signal strength in two different parts of the world at the same time was making me come up with a theory that the signal was not necessarily terrestrial, meaning it wasn't actually being emanated or transmitted from on the surface of the planet. But I don't know. But that's what a bunch of us radio operators and stuff, radio guys and stuff, were coining the Russian woodpecker.
Through New Mexico with a wave.
I've heard some really odd noises out here on the radio, man, and I have no explanation for it. And a lot of people that's been on the radio for 40 some odd or more years, they don't even know what it is either. There's some really strange noises on the radio every once in a while.
Check. Always sounding good on this end, my friend. Southern Cal 951. You and yours.
Hey, attention all you shoppers out there. The 1122 Wingnut out here stretching that modulation into your ear hole. Please stand by for random calls. I am now your host for Anarchy Television for the foreseeable future. Please stand by. Hey, has anybody figured out exactly what the Russian woodpecker's all up and doing?
Hello there, 49 Indiana. Good afternoon, 645 Southern Cal.
I'm curious because I heard the Russian woodpecker not too long ago, and I hadn't heard it since last cycle. Does anybody have any idea what they're up to? That's right, everybody. Happy Halloween.
Southern California 951. Check, 51. God bless us every grade. Southern Cal 951. 207, Northern California.
Fucking California. I think I'm gonna have to roll me another snack.
Wish I had a big radio.
I really wish you had a big radio also.
There's a whole lot of good sounding stations talking at the same time.
I really can't wait until all you guys get some big radios. I hope you guys were good little boys, so you get one from Santa Claus.
I'd key it up all day long. Hi, everybody. I'm a gay Republican. Trick or treat. Yeah. Sounds good to me there, Breaker.
Break it on down, break it on down, break it on down, break it on down. Yeah, I hear you out there. Come on down.
Southern Cal 951. Southern Cal standing by. One 001, North Carolina, Southern Cal 951 with a quick wave. Man, I don't hear you in the shop, but I want to tell you, I just went to Anarchy TV right now, and I don't hear that music playing on my side there, 1122.
Oh, 10-4, 10-4. Yeah, it's one of them things, man. I get a lot of them guys over there on the left coast over there spreading that music. Roger. Hey, but you're sounding good on my end, man. Welcome to the live stream.
Working my RTI 259 base.
Herod, your child. Jamaica. You my boy. Well, 1192, you be careful out there, 73s, and thanks for the,
Roger that, roger that, roger that, roger that. The 1122, the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here for Anarchy Television. And I'll be sitting right here on the side of the road listening to all of it out there.
How about 161? How about that 161 335 Stern?
Yeah.
Hey, 169, copy loud and clear. 73 to take care.
I can hear the conditions moving. I can hear them moving to different locations. Some people are starting to drift out. Some people are getting louder. You can hear the conditions moving. If you actually sit there and listen to it long enough, you can actually hear it. You can tell when it's moving around.
The beautiful thing is that everyone would be dead and count 9-5 He saved them. And of course, thank Jeffrey. Americans don't like it at all. Wham, wham, wham. Our president said that by getting more than half of the population vaccine, so the half of the population we got some immunity in the herd. But most people rather go with the winner than the loser.
Where's the president? You're not on frequency with the rest of us.
Thank God you got rid of him. He's in court today. You might have heard in New York. He's in tax fraud court today, and it is a criminal trial. And Donald Trump will be in jail. The first president running is in jail. President for years. D4 has been out in the open ever since he ran. Speaker Pelosi and Biden's tax record has been in the open and on the computer ever since they started running. Donald Trump's tax return. 1,500 still outside. Their connection. Bring it up real quick. If you found any skullduggery on your bike's episode, but of course there's no one there. There is no one there.
Oh, 10-4, 10-4. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting squirrels.
But there you go. The good evil is hideous. Right down. You feel better now. Hey, good afternoon out there, rubber chicken Saskatoon. Arkansas, yeah, I heard you.
Oh, hey, Sunfish. Yeah, you got to remember their nicknames, for the Prez and the VP. That's Shits and Giggles. That's their new nickname, Shits and Giggles.
We still have conditions with the Saskatoon's rubber chicken. CQDX 15007 Mike. Come on, keep it light now. You guys shouldn't have voted for Biden. I mean, that's nothing. Yeah, well, we definitely shouldn't. Arkansas told you out that time, man. I heard you that time. You had a lot of noise out there. A lot of people talking politics and bullshit, but I got you. I mean, God, the same old thing, don't speak up too loud. Don't catch on and deal with them for 4 years and then shut the hell up, will you? God. He's just going to keep whining and whining about that. I mean, my God, he shouldn't have voted for you. Coordinates has words to my ducks. Okay, 169 Arkansas. Thanks for coming back. I saw one here too. A lot of noise out there. A lot of people jabbering, but I got you.
SG.
What the hell is he saying?
Mail around. Okay, 169, yeah, I tried out there. Chuka-chucha.
Oh my God, the shenanigans on this frequency.
Oh, yeah, loser trail up for Hey, thanks for the video game there, 1122. Sounding real good there. Have a good one.
Hey, no worries, man. I appreciate. I like doing it, man. Hey, welcome to the live stream. The 1122 Wingnut out on the side.
Seriously. Your bunch of retards.
They let him out of the honey farm.
Oh yeah, you guys. I just forgot to say. I was going to tell everybody on my backup channel, Anarchy TV #2. I think I'm going to do some panel talk type stuff later on. So I'm not sure when, sometime later on this evening or something like that. But I was figuring, well, shoot, I've done a lot of these video gates at CB. I might as well do some talks and stuff and see if I can get anybody out there. But it'll be on my other channel. So if anybody happens to, keep your eyes open, I'll probably be doing a live stream over there, doing panel talks, and we'll get some people up on the panel and have some conversating and all that good stuff. If anybody's around, check it out. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, but I want to do it sometime this evening.
No checks, just cash.
Is this thing working?
Hey, the SWR sound just fine over here.
All right, 400. I got me a really good setup here. I just need to make sure it works right. I'm in Phoenix. I appreciate it. You got 5-9 and
Holy shit. Goddamn peanut butter jammer out there. Hey, 1122 wingnut on the side. Purple speed. What's up?
Top of good day to you. Good evening over there. How you doing over there in England today? Yeah, we're okay. Which state you calling from? 26.
See, we're actually still hearing across the pond over there. Still got some stations from across the pond over there on the radio.
I'm going to say 73s and get back on the listening side. Thank you for counting. Shout out over there in England. 502 Kyle, Florida. We're on the side. Yeah, 502 Florida. You copy Echo Delta 22?
Hey, there's the 1122 wingnut stretching across the pond. Any guys over there in Europe got a copy? The 1122 listening.
how about that 505-222, Waving? Criminal president. That is 505-222, Waving. I hope everyone comes out 222 QRT. Western Mass. Trump and his illegal endeavors.
Hey, this is the 1122 wingnut stretching across the pond. This is the 2nd Division, Fox India, 1122 listening.
It seems like if you're not a criminal, I don't think you really need a lawyer. I've never needed a lawyer.
I heard somebody out there hollering for the 1122. Come on down, as they say on The Price is Right.
Taking money to lie. You can't lie for yourself, man.
I think I heard an Echo Delta 22 out there in Ireland. Hey, I hear you out there, Echo Delta 22, the 1122 wingnut out here in Florida listening to you. Hey, cheers to beers, boobs, and buds out there from the 1122 out there in Ireland. Hey, I'll be listening on this side. Any stations out there in Europe, the 1122 over here in 2nd Division listening.
Today stations in Europe out there. This is Skybanger 59 in Phoenix, Arizona. Many of those European stations out there listening. This is Skybanger 59 in Phoenix, Arizona. We're listening.
Yeah.
And Oshevitz.
25 Council Canada, 186.
That's right. That's right. Roger B. Braces.
Well, this is Skybanger 59. We're located in Phoenix. We're certainly are. Excuse me. Certainly are. European stations to come in. This is Skybanger 59 in Phoenix. We're monitoring.
Hey, can all you guys over on the left coast shut up for a little bit? I'm trying to talk to Europe.
Well, that's no way to talk to a Skybanger. And you're probably not going to get much leverage talking that way. Why don't you ask Scott Banger to help you? That would probably be a better move on your side. You don't end up like these Trenchant Junction folks. Mesa folks where they kind of went where they shouldn't have been. Now, you don't hear much of them out here. You don't hear that 105 Dave hardly never. Or 82.
Oh, hellfire and damnation. The 1122 Wingnut out here is trying to get out to Europe. We got a lot of them guys over there in the left coast that just won't shut up for 2 minutes.
Like them, so don't be talking so disrespectful to the folks out here in Phoenix. That's probably not a good thing to do. Having said that, we would like to try to make contact with a European station. We're located in Phoenix, Arizona. My name is Rob. I'm Skybanger 59, Southern California, Skybanger headquarters on the Skybanger Radio Network. We are trying for Europe. This is Skybanger 59.
Can I get a radio check?
I think all the radio checks or banks are closed. You can't get anything cash at this time of day.
I know, you sit the whole time, one side to side, smelling everything. Around the neighborhood or what? Yeah, just a little bit around the block, not far. We were only gone like 3-4 minutes, but yeah, man, when we got back, she was excited and she loved it.
Your beeping is beeping over there. That's right, everybody. Turn your damn Roger beeps on. You know better than that.
Oh, I got it. That dude who smokes too much weed.
Who smokes too much weed? I didn't know you could do that.
Wow, somebody's a Rush fan. 2112, 61 Connecticut. We've got about that would be 61 Connecticut. Alabama. I heard that Alabama station giving Skybanger 59 a call. And I wanted how about 2120?
Hey, this is the 1122 Wingnut, stretching my modulation all the way over across the pond into Europe. That's right, this is 1122 Wingnut with modulation so god darn big, I gotta hold it with 2 hands.
So this is Skybanger 59. I'll be listening. I feel way better when my Roger beep. Roger that. See you.
That's right, we don't need no Roger beep racists out there on the radio.
CQDX 147 Rhode Island Mobile 147 Rhode Island.
Oh, he who is least is greatest, Buckeye. I think he said 512. I can't remember half. More than 3 seconds. That was less than 3 seconds. So I think he said 512, Buckeye. You sure got to hold the Skybanger. He's in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm playing with my new antenna. It's not very high at all. It's only about 15 feet at the boom. I got the boom 17 feet due east, and I think you can hear me, over.
See, that's the problem. When I'm trying to talk to Europe, you got all them damn left coast over there pointing east and stuff, and it's just, oh my God. It just becomes a pain in the ass. You know what I mean? Sitting here trying to talk to Europe, they can't even hear Europe, but they can hear us talking to them, but then they fucking point all their beams east, and then they want to sit there and be loud and obnoxious and all that other shit. It just makes it really fucking rough.
Okay, 152. Thank you. 152.
But that's radio, man. That's radio.
152 we copy. Yeah, I don't know who pulled the plug. You know what it is? It must be the fact that it's Halloween and all these Halloweenies out here, Halloweenies, empty weenies, really need a place to go and make some noise. So it sounds like it's just one of those days, October 31st, 2022. Mr. 152 in the Buckeye State. I appreciate you coming back to Skybanger 59. We'll say 70 trees and stay safe tonight, and don't eat too much candy. We're just Skybanger 59, and I'll be listening.
Guess what, everybody? The 1122 Wingnut over here on the side of the road. I'll be fully operational and immensely activated right here on this extra special frequency.
Yeah, what was that? 1, 2, date the house. You know, to repetition, Skybanger can learn too. Take the Skybanger reading course, and you two will read like Skybanger. 6, 1, 2 in the Buckeye Dayton. All right, hey, I'll remember this. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to butcher it. You know I didn't mean to. You know, I meant good and well. I know your voice, and that's what counts. But I didn't mean to, so I'm sorry about that. This is 9-5. No, 5-9. Get it? You say, enough now before I get in any trouble out here. This is Skybanger 59, and we're clear with 6, 1, 2. Over. Ever since I took the Skybanger Redden course, my Redden has improved wonderfully.
Are you having a stroke over there? What the hell's going on over there? Hey, somebody hurry up. Get over there before he falls over on his radio.
I'm having a moment like what you think. I'm having a moment like what I think.
I think you're having a fucking stroke. Somebody help him. She's having a stroke. A stroke.
That's from an album called Cheech and Chong, Evelyn Woodhead speed reading course. All I did is copy, plagiarize what they said, and put in Skybanger. I'm guilty. All I wanted to do is share a good time with my friends on Greenland. That's all. No harm done. No money's changed hands. Just a bunch of giggles, okay? So everybody calm down. Back away from the radio. It's okay. Skybanger is your friend.
Sounds like he's having a stroke. He's having a stroke, everybody. Hey, please, somebody get over there and help him out before he lays down on it damn radio.
Okay, bye-bye. 626, Denver, Colorado, standing by. Arizona.
I think it was the aliens.
Anyway,
I'm curious. For anybody that can receive this transmission, tell me, what do you think is more frightening? A whole bunch of aliens, different types of races all over the place out there in space? Or we're the only ones and there's nothing else out there? What's more terrifying?
There's a lot of demonic angels out there.
711 England, standing by.
I can hear you guys out there in the 26th Division, the 1122, 2nd Division out here in Florida. Listen.
radio, so rocking in my radio.
Hey, copy that, copy that. I like being rocking out there.
You're high, Joe Biden, he's on my back. 40 high. CQ, CQ. CQ, yeah. CQ, 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 yeah. Unit 35, Unit 35. Number 3, Santa Claus repeater, 101, I heard you.
I hear the repeater in my speaker.
And that's the Saskatoon Order Chicken. Thanks for the wait, man. Drive safe, 242, Saskatchewan, 2711 for radio. There's a gentleman that was just shouting. I didn't get your numbers and location. Somebody blended with you for Unit 35, upstate New York. Can you bring it down to 37? Bring it down to 37, and I'll see if we can make another contact. Storm beyond, you can believe you smoke too much weed.
I don't believe a word of it.
Of course, I want to over there helping Donald Trump with his tax fraud, case. I don't know, anybody out here write off $900 million a year and get away with it? Is there anyone out here that's $1 million a year and got away with it? Is there anyone out here that's wrote off $900 million? Like, you got to be a real failure to have a business that write off $900 million every year. That means you're losing money. That means you're a fraud. That means you're bankrupt. In Canada, you'd only get away with that once and you'd be bankrupt. Upstate New York, off the shores of Lake Ontario, stand by. So when Donald Trump's fighting it, you know he's a criminal.
You know, all taxation is theft, and all taxation done at the point of a government gun is extortion, right, Calvin?
Hey, I don't even care what. As long as we don't become a communist state, who cares? Upstate New York, you're 35. Who says that? Listen, it's Dumas, you prick. It's all a bunch of left wings trying to pull crap out of the right wing. If that's all you got, we don't want to hear about it anymore. It's all done. It's time. It's over with. He's no longer president the way you guys all care about. Who gives a rat's ass? If he ain't in office, don't worry about it. It's past tense. Don't worry about it.
Forget about it.
I'm just getting tired of hearing all the political bullcrap when people are in here just trying to make some contacts around the world and you can't do it when everybody's worried about fucking one person corrupt and not corrupt. You know what? All politicians are corrupt. Get over it.
Yep, that's right. The right wing, the left wing are both wings of the same bird of prey, sucking and eating all our benefits of our labor that we produce. Yep, exactly. It don't matter. Why don't you guys actually just realize the truth that we're occupied by a foreign corporation called the United States in all capital letters? I mean, you know, come on now. Why don't you just embrace anarchy? I mean, that's where it's the true freedom is at. And honestly, just embrace true freedom of true anarchy.
Busiest time of the month, huh? Think idiot. Our government too, they run us. They tell us what to do. Shit.
227 I got a good
Remember, everyone, no one is coming to save us. Not Trump, not even Jesus. We, the people, are the ones we are waiting for.
The Lord rules.
383 Mobile. Alabama, 765. Plymouth, Mass. Wave a hand. Damn right. If you live in a Republican state, you're damn good. Unfortunately, I'm in a Democratic freaking state, but I look at it this way. Come try and make me do what you want me to do, and I will take care of it. That's all I'm going to say. They won't be walking off my property. They will be buried. Hey, they're all talking politics. You'll never get through. This is a 383 around Alabama in the motor car, 765. But that's what we have in here. We're back on the side. This is 383 Ontario. We're calling Skipland. Go ahead, it's rough and tough up here. I got a good one for you, Paul. I know you can hear me, so I'm going to say it. All right, here's a good one. All right. Back in the 20s, back in the 30s, back in the 40s, back in the 50s, how many mechanics had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or a ham sandwich or whatever? How many of them actually ate their food without washing their hands? I know I did. I got a healthier immune system because why? You have a better immune system when you don't actually sanitize your freaking hands every 10 seconds like the state of New York was trying to make everybody do. I still haven't done it. I'm still alive. I'm still healthier than a horse. And guess what? I ain't taking it. I ain't getting it. They ain't putting no chip in me. Amen.
That's right, that's right, that's right.
How many of your military forces are actually going to come at you? If they do, they are part of the corrupt. If they take an attack, the Americans, if any of them actually come back here and start fighting with us, they are corrupt. Always remember, if you're corrupt, you're bad. End of story. They need to be put down.
They know that you're retarded and delicate.
And yes, we are going to be looking at another world war, but it's not going to be World War III. It's what we're going to be looking at. Well, actually, we might be. You guys might be right that they're saying World War III. Okay, we're going to look at this, okay? We got the Republicans out there that are trying to keep the faith in the world. We got Democrats out there that are trying to make us a communist country. All right? They don't care. All right, they are for the corruption. So we are looking at a civil war on American ground. Okay, and then end up going after other countries. Then we're going to be looking at World War III with a civil war going on. That's what we're looking at. How about your idea on this, Chad?
No doubt about it.
Well, just be careful what you do say because the government does monitor every channel out there. They monitor what we say. Just be careful what you do say. Somewhat pretty much sweet. Just be careful what you do say because they'll say we are communists against our own country.
Thank you very much for the comeback, 505. Your kind of choice out here in Northeast Colorado. You saw a copy on you. Something you can thank you so very much, 505. 575 back here in Colorado. Back to you, sir. Okay, if you say so, I'll be quiet.
Ontario, Canada, calling CQ.
Good afternoon, Eastern Tennessee. We've got a my copy on you, sir. 575 back to you, sir.
How about that package you got the 108 mobile, Ontario, Canada, 207-765, Massachusetts, waving a hand. Hello, secure call. This is 152 in Chihuahua, Mexico. 152 in northern Chihuahua, Mexico, waving a hand. 73 says hello.
You got a lot of background noise in that radio up here in Chihuahua, Mexico, man. You got a lot of noise coming in with your audio.
Ontario Mobile, anybody call you 108 Ontario Mobile. California, 765, Massachusetts, traffic coming in. This is 152 in Chihuahua, northern Mexico. We're trying to the traffic over. Merry Christmas,
I hear you out there, Chihuahua, Mexico. The 1122 wingnut out here in Florida.
What have you done with the JJ? Hey, station in Indiana, can you pick it up to channel 40? 2745, please, Indiana. Okay, 102, Lake 45, Pennsylvania, 765, Massachusetts, waving in. 575, we're going to see off the frequency. Thank you so much. This is getting too much for him. Yes, 429, there's a lot of traffic, a lot of people coming in all across the United States country coming in here. Hey, Indiana, can you get up to channel 40, 27405, lower side, please, over.
Hey, the 1122 wingnut stretching that modulation out. Come on now, everybody. Come on down, as they say on The Price is Right.
I'm going, 27. Black Swan, same thing.
Yeehaw! Come on down.
Dallas. 66 Central New York with the afternoon wave. Hi, Roger. 5-4 District here. Just want to say howdy to you. You're sounding good up here in Central New York. Okay, 5-4, let you get back at it. 73s, God bless that way. You're sounding good here at Q5 in Central New York. 5-4 Dallas. 66, your friend, Central New York is off the key and standing by. for quad 4 Yellowstone. You got a copy 222. Let's do that. XO 155, Ontario, Canada 155. And it's a little busy, but not too bad. Definitely got a good copy on you today, Roger.
1122 on the side.
Roger that. Next week, get these Democrats and keep them out of office. Red wave is what we need next week. 6 New York said that.
I've been trying to get Brendan to see if he wants to shop. Maybe you ought to work early or you on the job.
54 Dallas. Do you copy the 108 Mobile, Ontario? I offered as well, and didn't get nothing.
Good evening, V.
Back to your orbit.
105. 105. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. CQ 978 outline of Skipland, Massachusetts. Waving back at you.
Well, that's right, everybody. The 1122 Wingnut stretching that modulation out there into Skipland. Come on down, as they say on The Price is Right.
Definitely. Do it again. Oh, well, hey, you just gotta vote Republican. We can get some say-so in our freaking this young man, House and Senate. 66 New York's gonna get off the key. Just to throw my 2 cents in there. Sheriff, they lies. After all this time, I guess that I'm a connoisseur of sorts. Now, your stuff smells okay, but this could tranquilize a horse. I'll bet $1 million in cash against your stash to the... Shut up. I don't want to get into it any deeper, but I agree with you what you were saying earlier. That's about it. Okay, brother. We don't want to talk too much politics. Sure, everybody's well-versed on their political views at this point. Shut the fuck up.
No!
It's CB radio, dude. Whatever.
That's the whole point. It's CB radio.
Really care. Flew from his fingertips and he fired up his bowl. Back and forth. Coffins. But fill your lungs with someone else and put The devil nodded off because he knew that he was stoned. He asked if he could buy an ounce of the stuff that Johnny owned. Boston, Mass. Waving.
There's your luminary that talks to God, calling me names. he wants to call everybody uneducated, go back to school, go back to kindergarten.
Happy Halloween!
Right off frequency. Exactly. There, you can talk to whoever he's on the same frequency with.
Hey, everybody, guess what? The 1122 wingnut stretching that modulation all the way up into your ear hole. Congratulations if you're receiving this transmission. What's up, John? What we have here is a failure to communicate. There's way too many people talking all at the same goddamn time. Is that just some recent news there, John? Because not right off. I'm not sure if I know about exactly that story, but you know, you bring up a pipeline now. Where that is, I don't know exactly where that is that you're talking about, but I started thinking about it. It's like they're claiming that we've got like less than 18 days or something like that of diesel fuel left in the whole fucking country, and then like once that runs out, everybody's just going to be at a standstill. If that's real, I don't think really people are getting that, and it's not sinking in yet. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, man, like I said, I've tried to, have this sort of like prepper survivalist type of conversation with a lot of guys over there in the UK. I don't think you guys are completely fucked, and I don't, you know what I mean? But it's something really that I think a lot of you guys over there in the UK really need to think about and consider, and actually try and have some kind of a plan, to survive and actually thrive, because that's the key. You want to thrive past all this shit. because I mean, it could get nasty when it comes down to a lot of lives lost in Europe because of this shit. It might affect you guys a lot worse, a lot sooner than it will here in the States, but it will eventually get here also. Like I said, if they're talking about here in the States, if we got like, 19 days left of diesel fuel, I mean, completely left in the U.S., once that's gone, everything fucking runs on diesel fuel. Every damn, shipping, truck and all this other shit, everything, the shipping container ships, everything runs on diesel. So I mean, all the farming equipment. So I mean, if that's a reality, which they're claiming it is, and that runs out, I mean, it's gonna put every goddamn thing to a screeching halt here in this country. So they're doing their absolute best, because they've got to build back better. They've got to destroy everything first. You got to have everything destroyed first before you can build back better, right? Because there was no reason to build back better. Honestly, what we ought to do is just go back to what we were supposed to be as free people, and go back to that. Once we in America, we got a lot of problems. Once we get a lot of these problems actually squashed, that brush fire freedom will be able to be spread across the damn planet, and all these tyrants around the planet will perish.
Oh, yeah.
Or 541 giving you a wave. Okay, we're out here. You'll sticker patch out here in Arizona there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, John, because I mean, seriously, the ones that are stuck in the matrix, there's a lot of people that are stuck in the matrix, and they haven't figured out there's an alternative. And then there's a lot of people that actually want to stay in the matrix. They will fight tooth and nail to stay in and keep the matrix going. It's just one of them things. The ones that look at you like a deer in headlights, those are the ones that really kind of need some help to learn. Everybody's got a different way of learning also. So you can't like shove a bunch of shit down people's throat to expect them to get it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I have knowledge of that if I start spitting it out to you, a lot of people will go over your head and you'll just like, what the fuck is he talking about? He's a fucking loony bin. You know what I mean? I get that all the time, dude. I've been banging my head against that wall for over 20 years. That's the problem. It's like, I've felt like in a lot of ways I've done my damn job. You know what I mean? And for the people that, that I've talked to over the years, it's like, well, shit, you either, listen to what I'm saying and, or you don't. You know what I mean? Whatever, man. There's a lot of things that's going on at the moment. There's a lot of, the way I see it is a lot of dominoes are stacked up, and all it's just waiting is for that little nudge, and that could be at any moment. And I'm just curious if they're just going to try and prolong it, because honestly, this is an economic thing. All right, you got to understand that the petrodollar and all that stuff is trying to keep a hold of its Ponzi scheme as the world dominant fucking currency. Well, Russia and China actually threatened that. Every other country that has tried to threaten that has actually, their leaders have been fucking murdered. Like Castro and Gaddafi and a couple others that actually wanted to, have a competing hand in the world currency, type scheme. But this is what it's all about. That's the thing. It's like, Russia and China actually are threatening that. So that's why they're doing this. They're pushing this because they want to can keep theirs the dominant. And it's one of them things. The thing is, it's like, see, they're the world new world liberal order is they're gonna release the chaos on all of us. The only problem is, I know it in my gut that the chaos will be, um, it will envelop them. I mean, so it will actually turn on them. It will actually destroy them in the process. Which, they're not. They got so much arrogance where they don't think it's going to happen to them. You know, they expect all of us to just, suffer at meager means and the bare minimum while they live fat and happy. That's just not going to happen. Uh, it's going to, this brush fire freedom will be spread all over the fucking world. Seriously, this brush fire freedom in people's minds will be spread. And you can't stop a brush fire. You can't do it. You can't do it. Especially when it is. Oh, Christina. It's good to see you popping in. That's awesome. But anyway, it's one of them things, dude. It's like, honestly, a lot of people, and I've been saying this for a while too, people are just going to have to, prepare their mind, their soul for the battles that are about to come about on all of us worldwide. I mean, I'm not just talking about here in the States. I'm talking about worldwide. And that can be everything from, desperate people doing desperate things, all the way up to government powers and people just following orders and doing as they're told, and you having to deal with that. I mean, it can be any one of those. That's the thing. It's like, these things can escalate very quickly. Like, I mean, I'll give you an example. Like, for instance, while everybody's paying attention to the shit up north of Europe, all that stuff. The stuff over in China and all that stuff is still going on. They're taking over, Taiwan, and it's very interesting that they talk about, Taiwan is actually part of China and all this other stuff, and they recognize to be part of China, and also the administrations recognize the one world or the one China policy and all this other shit. But they still say they're going to send our men over there and die in some fucking defense of Taiwan. It's just interesting because they want to send a bunch of our guys, the best guys that are more likely to be able and able and to protect all of us in this country. They want to have all those people that are, that have the training, the tactics, and all this other stuff that could do anything to save anybody here back at home. They want to spread them far and wide around the world, and if not, kill them off. That's the plan. All the strong ones that would actually help us, they want them gone. They want them not able to do that. You know what I mean? That's why they're going to try and spread all these people all over the fucking planet and all these different conflicts and get all these things start hot and heavy. You know what I mean? So when things go to shit here in this country, our best and brightest and all that shit are all over somewhere else in another fucking country. They're not here. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're definitely doing that. That's a definite. They're going to do that. That is their full intention. I mean, that is their full intention to absorb Taiwan back, so they can have control of Taiwan when it comes down to it, because Taiwan actually produces a majority of the circuitry type stuff in every type of electronics all over the world. All right, and then also China produces majority of the solar panels in any other place in the world also. So they want to have control over that when it comes down to this, so they can control more of the economics part of it. That's what comes back down to the economics again. All right, you know what I mean? Because they want to have their own, like China, they want their own digital currency type of stuff as a world dominating or a world competing in at least currency, and then you got Russia that will push the ruble. All right, and well, all the people that are all the corporations that are signed up with NATO and all this other shit, they don't want that. They want the petrodollar to be the dominating currency of the world. So they're going to do their best to do that, and they will sacrifice a lot of our men and women to fight this bullshit. All right. See, that's another thing too. I wonder if it would be really awesome if there was some kind of a switch I can just flip, and everybody's minds to realize that these so-called psychopathic fucking leaders really ain't shit without everybody obeying and following their orders. I mean, quite honestly, if everybody just said fuck you and laid down their arms and didn't fight at all on any side, and say fuck you, if you guys got some problems with that other country, you fucking do it. Let's say if Putin and Lazinski got into a goddamn fucking ring and fought it out and left us out of it. Wouldn't that be nice? You know what I mean? Or if fucking, what's his fat ass fucking name over there in Russia? I mean, in the fucking in China, wanted to do, or a little fat twat over there in fucking North Korea. If they wanted to fucking do something, all right, whoever they got a beef with in that country, the leader of that country, man, they get into a goddamn fucking ring and fight it to the fucking death. Leave us the fuck out of it. No, they don't have enough balls to do that. But that's the thing. It's like if everybody just all of a sudden, all at the same time, just said, fuck it. We're not doing this. We're not going out here and killing each other and ourselves in a suicide mission for your bullshit. I mean, it even said it in the Bible, the meek will inherit the earth. And if I actually understand the definition of the meek, it is the ones that never took up arms. If I understand the word meek, the definition of it, if that is true, the ones that never took up arms will inherit the earth. I don't know. Back to radio.
565. I think you're still coming up here. Mount Desert, good morning, good afternoon. 565. 565, come on back. 645 sun count.
It looks like the kids in Boston are going to have a dry evening. It doesn't look like rain.
Roger that. Yeah, you're on top of that pilot. Where there's music, you're yakking them out, my friend. You're on top of that. You have to do 645 sun count.
Happy Halloween.
After that, 565, you have a nice one. The keys out there. 73645 sun count. Standing by. Everybody happy.
That's right. Happy. Oh, I appreciate it, John. No, I'm just kind of like, I'm just talking off. I mean, I'm just spitting whatever comes off, comes out. I mean, I'm just kind of like shooting from the hip, as they say. You know what I mean? And I'm not very eloquent either. You know what I mean? And the more passionate I get, the more colorful language I have. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. That's another thing too. When it comes down to just trying to actually convey a point or whatever, I've had to learn, or at least I've had to work on it. When it comes down to me, like I said, I have a tendency to use very colorful language, which I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? So it doesn't bother me. But to some people's ears, it's very off-putting. And it doesn't matter what I have to say. It could be life or death type information I'm trying to relay to you. Some people, once they hear that first colorful word, they turn their mind off and they don't want to hear anymore. And so I've had to work on on how I deliver sometimes. It's like even talking on the radio. On a majority basis, I really try really hard to think about what I'm saying so I don't use colorful language. Because a lot of people, they get all pissy and moany about it. All right. And uh, uh, so, but I don't really care if they do. I make it a point for myself to like, okay, fine. All right. I'll at least, you know, I understand that you have fragile ears and you don't want to hear it, blah, 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 blah. But like I said, if I want to reach those people, if I want them to actually at least listen to what I have to say, I have to not use colorful language. So, and that's the thing. It's like, you got these brain dead, their mind has been turned off. They're nothing but order followers and, bootlickers and shit like that. They're the ones that really need to actually, you have to figure out the end to crack, that wall in a sense, because they're the ones that are actually perpetuating this whole monster of a system worldwide. Because quite honestly, like I said, you got all these, people like in the WEF, you got the World, the WHO, you got the UN, NATO, all these people, all these heads of all these different organizations, like the Bilderberg Group, all these heads of all this stuff, they would not have any teeth if it wasn't for people just doing what they're told to do and just following orders. All right. If they didn't have that, it's not like a politician is going to, like here in the States, they talk about gun control and shit like that and trying to and make, all guns illegal or whatever, and confiscate them and stuff like that. Well, put it this way. If there was nobody willing to actually enforce any of these magical words they wrote down on a piece of paper, now calling it law, you're not going to see these politicians going door to door and try and take people's guns from them. So it wouldn't fucking matter. It's the same thing when you bring it up to a more grander scale in this war scenario. All right. I've seen that. Now, this is probably propaganda, but I've seen videos of some of these Russian soldiers over there that, that were sent out there to battle with no food or water and basically very little training, and said, here's a fucking bazooka and get out there and fight, and they're like, they didn't know what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? But that's the thing. It's like, what if both sides, for instance, of the conflict, of everybody that's out there killing each other, decided to say, fuck it, we're not doing this for you guys. If you guys got a beef with that other leader in that other country, well, you leaders, you beef it, duke it out in a goddamn ring somewhere. Leave us the fuck out of it just so we can live our life. You know what I mean? It's that opening up and trying to get people to understand. It's like these psychopaths don't give a shit about you. These psychopaths are using you for cannon fodder. These psychopaths are actually using you for a worker class so they can live fat and high on the hog in their fancy fucking house. Well, there are multiple fancy houses, and they don't have to worry about having to starve to death either, because they're living very good when it comes down to eating well. They've got some of the best medical care out there, and you, the average person, are paying for it. Well, me too, in the form of taxes, because they steal it from me. It's theft. All taxation done at the point of a government gun is extortion, flat out, And we're funding this. Not only funding it, we're actually using actual physical labor to keep the fucking machine going. That's why I've said this before. When it comes down to it, all of us have got different skill sets. All of us have got different talents. All right, all right. And when it comes down to this massive machine, calling it, or and for lack of better words, we are going to call it as a whole, as a conglomerate, as the new, as it were, liberal. You know what I'm saying? World. Come on, order. All right. That. All right. That is a very huge machine with a lot of moving parts. In my experience, when it comes down to machines with a lot of moving parts, it makes it even easier for it to break down and even easier for it to fail. So, in a sense, instead of letting it succeed in its plans for destruction of the planet and rulership and domination over the rest of us, put your own metaphoric monkey wrench or spanner, as they say, across the pond, and then fucking throw it in the machine. And you know, everybody's got their own little talent, their own little way of doing it. So I'm not saying that that's a uniform way of throwing a spanner in the machine, but if you see the machine, I'm sure you can find a moving part that you can throw a spanner in. You know, just why let them win? I mean, isn't what they used to say is like the history is written by the victors? I mean, for centuries, these psychopaths have been the fucking victors. Isn't it time for we the people and good be the victor? Isn't it time for that? I mean, they've had their reign, centuries of this shit. They've had their time. It's time for them. It's time. It's time for It's our time. Is it not?
When the dark comes, please.
My youngest granddaughter should be hiding. All right, this should be sounding a lot better now. 1, 2, 3, hello, yes. 1, 2, 3, hello, yes. How do we get rid of the damn bass?
I was sitting there. I was remembering an old movie that was made in the '80s. It was called Red Dawn, and I don't know if any of you guys have seen that movie, but it was the Russians that invaded U.S. All right, and it was like a fucking pack of 10 or 12 fucking teenagers just took on the whole goddamn Russian army and stuff and kicked their ass. You know what I mean? Only in the movies, right? Right. But I started thinking about it. I was like, you know, and they called themselves Wolverines and shit. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, can you imagine instead of having a ragtag pack of fucking teenagers, you know, calling themselves Wolverines and going and taking on the Russian army and stuff when they attack our country and shit. What if there was at least 1/3 of the entire population of the world decided to call themselves Wolverines and go against the most tyrannical of this fucking world today? You know, I mean, honestly, man, if we would just get on the same goddamn page and sing the same damn song, that's the problem with a lot of the information today and a lot of this stuff when it comes down to propaganda. It's distracting you. I mean, I see it on other live streams. I have to admit, I see it a lot more of this distraction type of talk happen more across the pond, but I do see it here in the States too. I just notice it more of like, oh, they're still on that he said, she said type kick. And, it still happens here in the States too, but I've been noticing it more and more on different stuff on YouTube at least. Anyway, that's another thing too it's very distracting because what's going on right now around us, because what's going on right now, these people don't stop. It's like they don't fucking sleep. They're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, trying to figure out how to fuck us all over and them get fucking richer in the process. So, as they say, evil never sleeps. So, all this other bullshit that, this crap about fucking transgender shit or racial shit or he said, she said this, whatever, fuck, dude, I don't give a flying fuck. It's not important. You know, it bothers me because I worry about our future, and I might not see. I'm definitely not going to live to see the whole end of it all coming to an end. I may or may not even see the time when it begins, which I believe. I have a feeling that I will, but we're already in it. It just hasn't, started trading lead across each other yet. That's the only problem. And it's like at this moment, lead's not going across, being traded at the moment. But when that moment happens, which, it's a very real thing. That's another thing I worry about. Like, I've talked to a bunch of you guys over there in the UK and stuff. When it comes down to it, it's like, what would stop them from doing some kind of a martial lockdown again? You know what I mean? I know a lot of people weren't really keen on that stuff the first time, and damn well they're going to try and do it again. And what's going to stop them? And if they start using physical violence to actually, like, where you can't even leave your block, I mean, they're actually trying to implement some kind of legislation where you're not even allowed to leave your block, or like you're within like, a couple of 100 meters of your fucking home. That's it. Scott Ritter. I'll have to look into that. I mean, okay. I don't know. I'm right offhand. It doesn't sound. The name doesn't sound familiar, so I'm not really. But it's just one of them things, dude. I actually, because I thought about it, I was like, okay, what if you got a bunch of armed people going house to house in your neighborhood over there in the UK, and doing like a forceful like relocation or whatever, and they're coming closer and closer to your fucking house. I mean, how would you defend yourself from something like that? I mean, that's what's unfortunate. And it's like they've already kind of, the evil powers that be have already neutered all of you, down to like, using sticks and fucking, bow and arrow, maybe like a high-powered air rifle, slingshots. That's what's unfortunate, dude. I mean, got to figure something out. And then on top of that, it's like if it gets down to the point where the power goes out and there's no more fuel, which is threatening here in the U.S. And because honestly, if there's no diesel fuel, I don't think anything's, none of the trucks are going to be moving, none of the boats are going to be moving, none of that other stuff's going to be moving. I'm sure the power's not going to stay on for very much longer either after that or whatever. I don't know. But I started thinking about it. I was like, well, shit, man. Yeah. I mean, what you going to do over there? You got to, at the minimum, Think about this, John. At the minimum, do you have 2 weeks of food and water, medication, um, maybe a means to protect all your supplies and your life at the same time? At the minimum, do you have 2 weeks of that? Somewhere, ready if you needed it. Um, Most people don't have that in their pantry. That's the reason why I asked that. Oh, 10th floor, that's all right. That's good. At the minimum, everybody should have, at the minimum. Now, like I said, if it's a nuke or something like that that goes off, if you have the means of getting underground and spending that underground time, while like to evade like radiation fallout and all that other stuff. Now, if you have the means to do that, you're going to need about a month or at the minimum a month worth of supplies. So I'm just letting you know. Like for instance, if you happen to, um, yeah, I hear you. But when it comes down to like if a nuke scenario or something like that, some kind of nuclear stuff that actually, even if it's a dirty bomb, which is actually would put out more radiation fallout, if that was to happen, for instance, I know there's a lot of underground stuff all over all over the UK and around that area and stuff like that. If you happen to know of any of these like abandoned tunnel systems or any of these abandoned bunkers or anything like that, uh, I'd keep that in mind and have that as a backup just in case if you can get to it and spend that down there for that month or so while you can the radiation clears out. That would be something. I don't really have the option of underground shit here where I am in Florida. That's the problem. That's one thing I have here. I don't really unless if I can if I had enough notice or I have enough time to get there. There's some caverns, but I know I probably will not be the first one and the only one that's thought of it. So it'd be pretty crowded in that cavern. I'm assuming, but that is my only option at the moment. If I got down to the point where a nuke was to happen and I was trying to outrun a radiation cloud or something, you know what I mean? Um, but these are these things, and then on top of that, whatever else could be used, biological weapons could be used, and it's not off the table. These fucking psychopaths will use whatever they can, and they don't give a shit how many people they kill in the process. It's collateral damage. It's unfortunate, isn't it not? Hey, guess what, everybody? The 1122 Wingnut out here in the Panhandle of Florida. I'll be stretching that modulation all the way over into the atmosphere, and from there, I'm not sure where it's going. I don't know. It's going somewhere. I don't know. The 1122 Wingnut out here for Anarchy Television, 1122 QXW. 4.
Hey, how's this sounding?
Sounds good over on my end.
QCQ, Unit 137, Canada calling.
Wouldn't even let Joe Biden walk my dog. He'd probably come back with some sexual disease.
Roger, my friend. Thank you very much for the comeback. Unit 137, Canada, 73, my
Yeah,
friend.
like I said, it starts getting into the economics, man. They're trying to, it all comes down to this fucking bullshit fucking crap that this currency. True money, true constitutional money, even true money for centuries have been gold and silver. All right, and they're trying to pass off all this fucking fake ass fucking currency called dollar bills and all this other shit as fucking money, like all this digital shit as fucking money. It's not. It's all a scam. It's a fucking Ponzi scheme. And we just, as a people, period, as a people fucking around this fucking planet, just need to get back to the fucking basics, man. Back when we used to hang these motherfucking tyrants up by the neck. You know what I mean? Back those days, we actually, had enough balls to fucking, stand up to bullies, stand up to these motherfuckers so they never had a fucking chance to fucking become powerful. There was a time. It's been a long fucking time, but there was a time.
Two words. Let's go, Brandon.
That's right. I just got 2 words to say. Let's go, Brandon. See, this is the thing I was talking about the other day, John. You got to understand. Check this out. All right. Now, the reality here in the States, here in America, the reality is this thing calling itself the government is technically a corporation. All right. Now, if you understand how like another corporation buys another corporation out, and it's like a corporation takeover type of thing or whatever, all right, and all the employees of that corporation that got bought out comes with the corporation. Okay, the reason why that these things calling itself a government wants all of us to either work for the government or be very dependent on the government is because that comes with the government if it gets taken over. Okay, you understand? For instance, another country comes into America and takes it over and seizes power. If everybody in America works and is dependent of that government, we go with the government and becomes now property of that new takeover company. All right, but that's not how America was started. All right. Each one of us are sovereign. We're sovereign individuals, basically our own nation state as an individual. Okay. If we as a people just remember and realize that we can govern ourselves, we don't need a central entity calling itself a government to rule over us and govern us. Another government can't come in and take us over because it wouldn't be a central thing. It would have to take over like one person at a time. Couldn't just come in and take the whole goddamn swath right at one time. You know what I mean? And honestly, if another country did, which they're just doing it through economics right now. You know what I mean? That's instead of putting boots on the ground, they're just going through economics. We got to go back to the basics, man. Being free people, as worldwide, these tyrants need to pay for their fucking crimes. They cannot. I've actually had, Christians or, whatever say, just let God deal with it. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Well, I mean, that's all well and good if God punishes them. That's fine. But I want to see them punished in fucking their lives too. I want to see them punished while they're here in this mortal realm before they go to God. That's just my personal opinion.
947 waving. Every sentence has an F&imer, and every guy's got a balled up fist. QSL?
Deep into this darkness peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was all right there. Hey, West Virginia, man, it's...
Oh yeah, that's another thing too about when it comes down to eating bugs. Now there's a certain, like when it comes down to grasshoppers and crickets and stuff like that, there's a certain chemical in their bodies that actually humans cannot really digest. But do you know what can digest a bunch of crickets and grasshoppers? Lizards. Lizards can digest that stuff. Well, I'd actually, man, like I said, kind of invest in a radio and antenna and actually getting to know your equipment, understand it, even if you don't use it like I do all the time. At least know it, understand it, so when you need it, you can set it up and actually get on the radio and actually make comment. And that's another thing too. You got to actually have somebody to talk to. I mean, my suggestion is if you get on the radio and start talking, make some contacts, start talking to people, start getting to know people in your local area that talk on the radio. It's just one of them things, man. Because if it goes down, when it comes down to this fucking thing right here, this right here may be one of the ways to at least keep, like in your local area. And when the skip is running, you can talk outside of your area, outside of your state, outside of the fucking country. You know what I mean? So, that's what I liked about radio too. Is like, when all that shit, was it 10, 11 years ago, when all those migrants were flooding into Europe and stuff. I had some buddies of mine that were truck drivers that drove all over Europe and stuff, and they were having problems because these guys were like blocking the roads and stuff, and then sneaking in on the backs of trucks and shit so they can get into the country and stuff. And like if the fucking cops pull over the truck, even if the guy that was driving the truck didn't know these guys were stowing away in his truck, he would get charged and fined for it also, even if he didn't know it. It was crazy. And I was actually keeping contact with a lot of these guys on the radio. I didn't really have way of doing it otherwise. So, I mean, like I said, I have to rely on Mother Nature, and I don't really get to talk to a lot of guys in Europe on the radio, and, except for like every 10, 11 years. But, it's just the way it is. Yeah, well, hey, John, I know you guys do. I know you do. There's put it this way. I don't know if they're still around or they're still operating, but like, if you're on, I'm not on Facebook any longer, but if you're on Facebook, for instance, there's one radio group that I'm actually affiliated with. It's over in the UK. It's called the Fox India Radio Group. It actually stands for like Facebook International or something like that radio group. But anyway, they got a Facebook group and everything. I mean, if you got on the radio, there's people around around you in the UK that use the CB, and then on top of that, there's a lot of the CB frequencies are different. How they have them all allocated here in the US versus the UK. So they would be on different frequencies versus what they are here in the US. But they're, and then on top of that, I think for a long time it was nothing but FM mode. But then that actually, I think just recent, not like in the past 8 or 9 years or something like that, I think actually they expanded it so you can use AM and sideband or something like that also, if I'm not mistaken. But yes. There's UK Transparency. He's in the UK. He's another guy that I've actually yes, he's another one that's in UK that talks on the CB. I mean, I know he's probably a ham operator also, but there's a lot of guys. I mean, honestly, and then if the conditions are right and you guys are close enough, you can probably keep in contact with all you guys around the area. I can generally, depending on conditions, what I can generally talk within a somewhat of 100 miles radius with the around where I'm at. But I mean, but then it also depends on how far up your aerial is and all that other shit. Some people don't have really like UK Transparency. He lives in an apartment, so it's kind of harder when it comes down to putting an antenna up. But you get what I'm saying. Oh, it's just sideband, not AM. Okay, yeah. Because I know it was just FM for a long time, and then they broadened that out. So okay, yeah. I wasn't sure. I have to look into it myself because I paid more attention to like the Part 95 or the FCC bullshit when it comes down to stuff here in the States. I haven't really looked into it over there in Europe yet when it comes down to it, but good to know.
So he can give you cancer and all your internals. 8153 Virginia, we did hear you in there. We're going to wave a hand at you and let you go. We got to do a couple things here. You have a great day, better tomorrow. 73. 757 out here in this team. That's a good truck.
Charlie 242, Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
No, 10 million people. That's not good. The CDC will tell you that. Yeah, I don't think my radio's getting out either.
73B.
CQDX, Echo Charlie 587, Nova Scotia, Canada. Stand by.
Hey, no worries, John. Yeah, no worries. Actually, man, I know that UK Transparency you just popped in, but getting around that 2-hour mark, man, I think I might cut it off anyway. But the skip is still running kind of hard, man. But I kind of like, I don't want to go too far over 2 hours because, a lot of people don't want to sit around and watch a 6-7 hour video and listen to radio. I don't know. Some people don't. I think it's a little easier to digest with the 2-hour thing. But like I said, I've got my backup channel. It's called Anarchy TV with a hashtag as the number symbol, number 2. Anarchy TV number 2. I don't really have a lot of subscribers over there. I haven't got a lot of videos over there, but I've been really doing more of my like panel talk type stuff over there, and I think I might get on there later on tonight or later on this evening or whatever. And you guys look me up if I'm out there on the live and stuff like that. Get up on panel and we'll sit there and have a chat. But anyway, I really appreciate all you guys from coming in, man. I really appreciate everybody that came in to the video, into the stream. And I'll have to say good evening there or good morning, no matter where you're at. This is the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here for Anarchy Television. And I'll catch you guys on the flip.